What's up, family? We are living in some very bad days, and it doesn't look like things are getting any better. We recently thought that we have seen the worst after dealing with the pandemic for 3 years, but it seems like things are still not getting any better. The Fed chairman just raised interest rates for the 6th time this year. Congress is about to allow the U.S. to default on its obligations, and we just had another mass shooting occur that involves children. Things are a disaster right now, and nothing appears to be improving. Guys, today my heart is still heavy. Yes, guys, you already probably know that there was a mass shooting in Texas, which you guys remember that I live in Texas, and this ended up happening at a outlet mall, which is the one that I frequently shop at. So it is definitely hitting hard for me and my family right now. But anyways, guys, this particular Texas mass shooting happened in Allen, Texas, at one of the famous outlet malls, and it ended up leaving 9 people dead, including the gunman. Guys, like I said, my heart is very heavy. I have been worried pretty much all for the last 24 hours or so. And guys, it just continues to get worse as we see things like this continue to happen. And like I said earlier in the video, guys, this particular mass shooting included our children, guys, from the age of 5 years old. But anyways, guys, police have identified the gunman as of now that killed 8 people and injured 7 other people when he opened fire at a Texas outdoor mall on Saturday afternoon. Now, the police said that 33-year-old Mauricio Garcia opened fire at the Allen Premium Outlet Mall in North Dallas, according to the latest reports, and Garcia was later killed on the scene by a police officer. But anyways, guys, the police department did reveal some information in regards to this particular individual that committed this horrendous crime on these innocent individuals. And guys, he was 33 years old. I believe he was a white male, and it looks like he had a tattoo on him that resembles something of like the white supremacist or something to that effect, guys. Don't hold me or quote me to that. But anyways, guys, this particular individual was troubled by some particular reasons as to why he was living in a motel, and he ended up driving in front of this particular mall and got out of his car and just ended up open fire. Now, he was using an AK-47, I believe, and he also had a handgun on him, which it pretty much caused the question as to why we don't continue to make these gun laws in this country a little bit better. Well, guys, you already know that we live in the state of Texas, in which we have the least amount of restrictions when it comes to carrying and handling as well as purchasing a firearm, in which Governor Abbott has said many, many times before that he believes that every Texan should be able to carry a rifle or a gun whenever they choose to, and that is whether you want it to be concealed or not concealed. So there is a lot of controversy around that, especially as the NRA, the National Rifle Association, continues to push the efforts of allowing individuals to be able to support their idea of carrying a weapon at any given time. But anyways, guys, on the flip side, those individuals continue to see crimes like this, innocent people losing their lives because of some one individual decides to pull out a gun and shoot random people that are innocent as well as our children. Something has got to change. And in fact, guys, President Biden spoke about this particular issue and said that, look, he is urging the GOP and the Republicans to act on banning assault weapons. And he also sent out his thoughts and prayers on these individuals that ended up losing their lives in the process. And he said that, look, prayer is pretty much not enough. We have got to do something a little bit better. We have got to implement new laws and restrictions in regards to who can actually purchase a gun, what age they can purchase a gun, what type of background checks that they can actually do before they purchase a gun, and things like that, guys. So it has turned into a political circus from both sides of the aisles in regards to the gun control in this country. But Texas is known for having the least amount of restrictions when it comes to our firearms. So anyways, guys, Biden said that, look, he is urging the GOP to support this particular bill on increasing the restrictions on gun laws and gun legislation. And he said that, look, I will sign any gun legislation immediately if I could, if I only could. And this is in regards to what just happened in Allen, Texas at this particular outlet mall. And again, guys, just to give you a little bit of statistics in regards to the mass shootings in this country, just to remind you that we are only in the 5th month of the year, and there have been more mass shootings than there have been more days in 2023, according to the latest database news. In fact, guys, there have now been 189 mass shootings so far this year. And like I said, guys, people are losing their lives. Innocent people are losing their lives, guys, and our children, guys. We have got to do something about this. We cannot afford for these types of things to continue to happen, because if it does, people won't want to go to the mall anymore, won't want to go to the picnic or go to anywhere like that, guys, because they are having fear of whether or not something like this could happen to them, as well as going to their schools, which is probably why we are seeing a large amount of people starting to do homeschooling, because they don't have to worry about some stupid individual walking into the school and doing something to their child. And I definitely agree with this, guys. We have got to do something about this. But anyways, guys, Ted Cruz is coming under fire in regards to his response in this particular mass shooting, in which he said it again. We are sparing and we are praying for these individuals. And that is pretty much all he is saying at this particular time. Now, you do know that Ted Cruz does promote the idea of Texas being able to carry their rifle firearms and to be able to purchase them at any particular age or anything like that. So he is definitely fond of the idea of guns in this country. He does not want to see any type of gun legislation get passed in Congress or anything like that. So anyways, guys, Texas people are now calling him out, saying that, look, we are tired of you calling for prayers. That is all you keep doing, but we have got to do something more than prayers. And then they also called him out on the specific matter in regards to all of the previous mass shootings that pretty much have occurred. He has said the same thing. He has called for prayers, and that's it. But on that individual that ended up happening in Cleveland, Texas, earlier last month, in regards to that particular individual that walked across the street and killed those Honduras people, he said a little bit more about that particular individual that pretty much created this mass shooting. He said that, look, he said that we are sending out prayers for these individuals, as well as this is the reason why he called out the actual shooter, calling him him an illegal immigrant, in which he is the reason that this particular innocent people ended up losing their lives. So it is controversy in regards to all the mass shootings that had pretty much happened. But specifically this particular one, he stepped a little bit further, calling him out for him being an illegal immigrant. So anyways, guys, regardless of that, all of these individuals were killed by an AK-47 or that particular type of rifle gun. So anyways, guys, I do want to solicit your prayers in this particular time. We need to pray for those individuals that were involved in this particular matter, all of those individuals that were at the mall, because they all are suffering something from this particular tragic thing that happened on Saturday in Allen, Texas. So again, guys, keep those in your prayers, those who've lost their lives, as well as those that have family members that ended up getting shot or wounded or things like that, guys, or especially those individuals that have parents of those children who ended up losing their lives. Continue to keep those prayers going up, guys. Moving on to the information in regards to the debt ceiling that could be failing in less than about 25 days or so. So far, Congress has not made any type of ground in regards to the situation and how they are going to fix what's going on in Congress as well as the United States. Again, guys, to remind you guys that we have hit the debt ceiling limit, in which the government is planning on running out of money before the end of this month. Now, we did hear from the Secretary Janet Yellen, in which she stated that the government could run out of money by the 1st of next month, June the 1st. But guys, as we continue to spend money, we could see that number increase, in which we could run out of money before the end of this month. And again, guys, so far it looks like they're saying that, look, every party is to blame. We're talking about the Republicans as well as we're talking about the Democrats. They're saying right here that blame breaks evenly if the government defaults on its debts, despite the preference from President Biden's position. Now, this information is coming from the latest poll. You know they love to do polls, guys, in which 39% of people would blame the GOP, while 36% would blame the president. Now, again, I told you guys before that President Biden has already said that, look, we should not be negotiating this. This is our obligation. We have done it many, many times in the past, and we should continue to do the same thing right now. We cannot afford to allow the U.S. to default on its obligations, as well as those individuals like Social Security, as well as our SNAP food stamp benefits recipients depend on this particular money coming out every single month, these particular monthly payments. They cannot afford this because of what Congress has failed to do for the American people. And yes, guys, Biden said that, look, this is not up for negotiation. He said that, look, we cannot sit up here and have negotiations. We have got to just figure out and sign this piece of legislation to increase the debt ceiling limit so that we do not run out of money, so that we can continue to pay for our monthly obligations. But on the flip side, Republicans are calling for cutting spending for President Biden. They're saying that he is spending too much money. And so those particular two reasons, guys, that is exactly why we cannot come to an agreement amongst the Republicans and the Democrats in order to increase the debt ceiling at this particular time, in which it is putting Americans on edge right now. We are shaking, guys, because we know that if the U.S. defaults on its obligations, guys, we are going to probably lose our credit rating, as well as the official recession will actually hit. This country, the economy, could go down in a flaming torch in regards to this particular information if it actually happens. However, we do note that Congress says that they are working on it, so they are hoping to introduce some type of bill very soon in which the Republicans and the Democrats can agree on in a bipartisan way to raise the debt ceiling. But so far, guys, we have nothing. It looks like we are going to default, in which we did hear from Treasury Secretary on Sunday. And she said that, look, we might actually have to invoke the 14th Amendment. And yes, guys, this is because this is pretty much a constitutional crisis. Now, I said this information is coming from Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, in which on Sunday she called the possibility of invoking the 14th Amendment a constitutional crisis after President Biden left open such an option amid the stalled debt ceiling talks in regards to what Congress is doing right now. And yes, guys, she said this information as she was featured on ABC's This Week, in which she said that, look, we might actually have to do that. President Biden might actually do that because so far it doesn't look like Congress is making any traction. She said that, look, there is no way to protect our financial system and our economy other than Congress doing its job and raising the debt ceiling and enabling us to pay our bills. And we should not get to the point where we need to consider whether the president can go on issuing more debt. This would be a constitutional crisis, which would allow them to invoke the 14th Amendment. That is exactly what she is saying. Now, we did hear from Stephanopoulos, in which he said that, look, I'm still not exactly clear on whether it's on the table or off the table. Is it a break glass in a case of emergency option? He doesn't understand why we should have to use the 14th Amendment. But obviously, guys, he doesn't understand how Congress works. He doesn't understand that Republicans and the Democrats continue to fight against each other, whether or not it is for the American people. And that is exactly why we need to take it to the polls, guys, on the next election and vote the right people in office. Because as you see right now before our eyes, guys, that the people that we have in charge right now running this country, they are only doing it to put more money into their own pockets, regardless of how it affects the millions and millions of the American people. We are the ones that continue to suffer each and every day, each and every week, and each and every month, guys. You see it, these lawmakers, they are crooked. We have got to do something about it. Perhaps not even have lawmakers, guys. But anyways, guys, that is what we're dealing with right now with this situation. I'll keep you guys posted as usual, and I hope all this information in this video was helpful to you today. Well, anyways, guys, hey, that's all we have for you today, but feel free to check out some of the items down below in the description. There are a few ways for you to be able to support this channel, such as Rakuten. They are giving out $40 right now for new customers after they use the platform for the first time. And for those that don't remember, Rakuten is one of the best cashback websites where you can receive money back on your purchases that you purchase at your regular stores that you shop at every single day. But anyways, check that link out down below. Also, don't forget about the Amazon Prime membership for free for 30 days. That is another way for you to receive the many benefits that they have to offer, as well as you can pair that up with Rakuten and receive some cash back, anywhere between 5% up to 20% at your favorite stores that you use on a daily basis. So anyways, if you are interested, check out the links down below. But anyways, if you enjoyed today's content and you want to see more, go ahead, subscribe to the channel. It's totally free. And if you like today's video, then go ahead and hit the like button for us. It really helps out this channel, as well as it tells YouTube to share this video with others. But anyways, hey, I appreciate you guys stopping by and watching, and I hope to see you on the next video. Peace.